be? Who's it gonna be? Oh yeah, it is my bitch.
Remember, the ball must travel 10 yards. It's loose. Mud Dogs football.
Where's my bitch? Where's my bitch? There's my bitch. What's going on? Yes, my bitch. My bitch is the Joneses, the Jones family, but we'll get to that in a minute. Good morning, everybody. Game Time Brian, otherwise known as the mailman, on my day off. I got a few days off. Just want to do some videos for you people. Just a quick mic check. Let me know how the sound is. I got it jacked way up. I'm clipping on my end. I got one subscriber who always says it's too low. I rewatch it back. It seems fine. So let me know about the volume. Again, I could yank it up even more, but that's not the issue. You know, it's perfect, I think. So let me know, please. If I got to tweak something, I will. But, yeah, my bitch. Who is my bitch? Anyway, new hats here. Just a little quick preview. My hat costs, people. I have a few people who emailed me. My hat costs. These are premium embroidered hats. The real deal, people. There's $31. So I sell my hats for $48. That's including shipping on my end and obviously no tax. So, but if you are a channel member, I do give discounts. I haven't worked my website out, but I do have, I do want to say Larry Woods, happy birthday, my guy. Larry's birthday is today, so I'm not going to sing to you, Larry. I'm just going to tell you that right now. But I kind of wish you were on the live stream last night, the Zoom call. I like having my people in here. Who's the next birthday? Yeah, Larry Woods is June 20th. And then Thomas Garrett and Wade Walker, June 25th. And then you got Dirty Sanchez, July 1st. Glimmer Man, July 6th. West Virginia, Country Boy. My birthday, August 21st, followed by Isaac Ramirez, December 2nd. Now, I write stuff down. I like knowing what I'm talking about. But happy birthday, Larry. We got the new Royal with the embroidered Game Time. It is embroidered. It's not a sticker. We got the 3D script with the Carolina blue with Game Time in gray. We got the navy. I'm wearing the Royal. There's the navy. Now, the Royal that I'm wearing is slightly different than this one. I always buy myself a fitted hat, but that would be even more money. Nobody's going to want to pay in the 50s for a damn hat. Oh, and my Eagle subscribers. Tell me who doesn't do this for everybody. Kelly Green. A Kelly Green hat for I have a few left. You want them. If you're a Mailhead crew member, I will give you a discount. Email me at GameTimeBrian@gmail.com. And again, I think we're up to 23 Mailhead Crew. It's $4.99 a month. We get Zoom calls. I'm going to try and do 2 a week. I talked to Primetime Phil. I'm going to make my Wednesday night for now. There's no football to talk about, people. Obviously, I've been talking Eagles. I'll continue to talk Eagles. I live here. I have a lot of Eagles subscribers. I'm going to keep it real, though. The Eagles subscribers ain't going to like me necessarily. I got a few Mailhead Crew that are Eagles subscribers. Twiz, Rob A. I like to build that up if at all possible. It's $4.99 a month. You can be a part of the Zoom calls. You can get discount on merch. I do have a few of these left. The Game Time Brian shirts that Mark's wife made. They're actually pretty nice. And on the back, it's got my Game Time Brian star with the YouTube. So, I told her, I think I'm going to start doing my own T-shirts soon, but not the sublimation ones, because who really likes white, right? But it works for the summertime. So, but anyway, let's get to the video. Circling back. My bitch today is the Joneses, as we like to say. And we'll start out there. Why Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and Micah Parsons haven't signed new deals. Switch camera. I'll share the screen. Hopefully it's still set up, and it is. All right, here we go. Brought to you by The Athletic. The Athletic is, I pay for The Athletic. I pay for their service. They have a lot of insight. My guy, Primetime Phil's guy, Dane Brugler, is part of The Athletic. A lot of journalists are. So we're just going to touch on some of the issues at hand. As we know, the training camp, the players and rookies all report on the 24th. I think they report on the 23rd, but 24th will be the first. Let me bump up. There we go. There it is. Report on the 24th. They report on the 23rd, but the first non-padded practice will be the 24th. Will CeeDee Lamb end his holdout with his teammates? Will Dak Prescott begin camp on the final year of his deal? Will Micah Parsons enter camp underpaid for his services? Now, that one there is a bit of a troll job because I don't know. Let me fix this real fast. Yeah, I think it's good. There we go. I get my father-in-law's burial flag and my grandfather behind him. Thank you for your services. But yeah, Micah Parsons isn't getting a new deal. He's in year 4. They've already picked up next year's 5th-year option. Look for after this year. He has to prove it. He wants to be the highest-paid defensive player, non-quarterback, then he needs to go out and prove it. Micah, you got a lot of work to do. And I'm not talking about in the studio doing the podcast. I'm talking about on the field, finishing the season strong, winning playoff games, being a leader. I'm not saying you're not, but you need to take it to a new level, bro. That's just a fact. That's what we need to do here. So, yeah, he ain't getting one. We have him this year. We have next year, 5th-year option. I would want something done now, but Cowboys have painted themselves in a corner here to have to get deals done or move on. I don't know whether Dak's coming back. This is not about Dak. So you people want to talk Dak, leave it in the comment. Whatever. I won't answer it necessarily because I'm not talking Dak. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I have no control whether he comes back. They're saying they're prioritizing him. I'll believe it when I see it. CeeDee's going to get done. It's too easy. Sorry, I had to step away for a sec. Yeah, so we'll see. On the surface, this is the time of the NFL calendar where very little if anything is happening behind the scenes. There's unfinished business for the Cowboys front office. How much of that business will get completed? Let's examine each contract situation and why it hasn't been resolved yet and how close the two sides may or may not be. Dak Prescott. Why hasn't a deal been done yet? Of the three players, the Cowboys have the largest sample size with Prescott, obviously. Half the people want him gone because he's had 8 or 9 years, only has 2 playoff wins. The other half's like, listen, it's not easy winning 12 games a year. We need to be better in the playoffs, but I think we can. I don't know if that's true. The franchise quarterback has had 7. Okay, so let's dial it back when you hear this. He's had 7 complete seasons as a quarterback, okay? If we're not going to count Jalen Hurts' first year and a half, The Cowboys, Dak Prescott has led the Cowboys in the postseason of 5 of those seasons. So out of 7 complete years, he's made the playoffs. 5 out of 7. I'm not going to look at other quarterbacks and see. I know what people want. People want playoff success, and they want heads to roll. Me too. I'm not here to say Dak's the guy or not the guy, but he's made the playoffs 5 of his 7 years. Pretty darn good. I will tell you this. I don't trust you Eagle fans wanting me to get rid of Dak because I know he 9-4 against you. He does well against the NFC East. But in general, I wonder... I'm just surprised. But again, I don't care either way. For some, he has never taken a snap past the divisional round. That's a fact. That's what everybody's talking about. Dak has never taken a snap past the divisional. Right. For some, it may seem foolish to get cute with this last MVP runner-up and a guy who's proved to be a franchise quarterback in a league that doesn't have many to go around. For others, the multiple shortcomings on the biggest stages, including January's wild card demolition, are enough to take the risk off of falling to obscurity if it means change and chance of a big game solution. That's a tough one. For some, it may seem foolish to get cute. So you got some people who don't want to get foolish, right? You don't want to get foolish and take a chance, right, of not getting to past the divisional round. That's what we're talking about. Prescott's situation is arguably the most nuanced of the three. Prescott indeed has a ton of leverage, given the status as a proven franchise quarterback, along with a no-trade clause, which our front office did. There's my bitch. Yeah, our front office did. So Dak wasn't going to sign a deal? Maybe not. Oh, well. You don't do that. No trade clauses is a no-no. Guaranteed contracts are a no-no. In the NFL, you saw Dak almost lost his friggin' leg. Sorry. I'm not doing that again. And the no franchise tag stipulation. Now, they weren't going to do a franchise tag now. The money would be through the roof. It's also true that the price doesn't go down the longer you wait. Yeah, exactly. In saying that, let's not assume that we signed Dak 2 years ago, that now Dallas would have the leverage, but Todd France could easily go to the Cowboys and say, listen, my guy's grossly underpaid. We're holding out until we get something. Now, you would have leverage, and it would cause a lot of crap, but if it gets too out of whack, or you sign too good of a deal with a guy, meaning the organization has the better end of the deal, the player's going to want to come back to the table anyway. We've seen it time and time again with Patrick Mahomes. We've seen it to multiple people. You saw it with A.J. Brown this year, non-quarterback. Oh, whoa, hey, you just signed Devontae Smith. I'm a better receiver, more production. Don't forget about me. Howie was smart, though. He knew he had to address it before A.J. Owens, he turned into A.J. Owens. A.J. Brown. Calm down, people. But he could turn into A.J. Owens. Oh, just a quick thing. Big Sills. He calls Jalen Hurts T.O. Hurts. Fuck out of here. These people crack me up. Oh, God. Anyway, But paying Prescott now or even earlier in the offseason was going to be a hefty price. Perhaps Jerry Jones and the Cowboys deemed the difference between the tag and the one that they'd have to pay Prescott after the season if he leads the Cowboys on a deep playoff run worth waiting for a gather extra data point in January. That's a good point. They're probably thinking, again, the salary cap went up enough that, they were able to eat 55. Yeah, the 55 million. Everybody keeps saying $59 million cap hit. It's 55. They flipped the switch and they're eating 55. Any deal that they get done will not, it'll be a tack-on type deal. It will not include this year. They're going to take the $55 million cap hit this year. They're already well under the cap with that number. They'll gain relief with CD, big time. But anyway, that's why I said Mike is not getting done because they're only paying him $5 million. So he ain't getting done. He'll get done after the year if he gets done, or he'll be traded. Either way, I'm good. No offense, I love Micah, but tired of the contracts being the overall. I understand they got a job to do, but in this day and age, the media is just all over. Everything's in our face about the contracts, okay? I wish we didn't know what the contracts were, unless a player was holding out. The Prescott situation is arguably, but paying Prescott now or even earlier in the offseason was going to be a hefty price. Perhaps Jerry Jones and the Cowboys deemed the difference between the tag. Oh, yeah, I just read that. If another postseason failure follows, maybe it's the Cowboys who feel content with a divorce and diving into uncertain waters no matter how great the risk may be. Now, that is an interesting thing. To my Dak Prescott supporters, let's say we win 11 games this year. We win one playoff game, lose again in the divisional round. Let's say we're on the road wherever. We're on the road in Philly. We're on the road in Detroit, whoever. We're on the road in San Fran. And let's say we lose that game, all right? Do you still want to keep Dak? You know what I mean? That's what you got to look at. That's what they're looking at. What they're going to pay next year, even though they're rolling the dice, I don't know. I think that's a bad way to do business, but that's what they're looking at. Does it get done before training camp? The Cowboys have publicly stated multiple times that they envision a future with Prescott. Prescott has stated he wants to be a Cowboy, though he's also expressed contentment with his future, even if it's not Dallas. Cowboys QB said he has no fears about it. Yeah, we saw that video. I'm not going to show you that. However, a deal at this point, especially if it comes around expected price of 55 per year, would raise more question marks by waiting until the end of the season. 55, again, there we go. I'm actually okay with 55. So no more than 55, though. It's all about the guarantees, people, and how much allotted and adding void years and having an out after 2 years. If you can get out from under the contract after 2, 3 max, then that's what you want to do. Nothing in this contract would stop you from drafting a Shedeur Sanders if he were to be there and if you liked it. Again, this contract has to be structured so there could be a trade. Maybe we put in there, if Dallas does bring him back, a list of teams that Dak would have to approve a trade to, or, maybe something like that. Again, you want to keep him, but you want to have options to get out without penalty if at all possible. It's like putting one foot in. It's not real good to do business like that, but under this circumstance, that's how it's going to be, or he's gone after the year. I think if he gets to the start of the season without a deal, he's gone. And then you better be trading the farm and putting all your eggs in a basket, maybe bring in a veteran. I mean, listen, Trey Lance might work out, but, and I got a lot of flack for that. I'm just reporting that he hasn't looked great up until now. He's going to get a lot of play because we already have 3 quarterbacks in camp. I don't think they're going to bring anybody else in. Trey Lance's arm's going to fall off as many throws as he's going to get. So we're all going to see, albeit against backups. Still, I want to see him do the little things right. He'd do his dropbacks, and like mechanically, he was a mess leaving San Fran. I don't know what the bang was doing with him. He was a mess. Now, he takes some responsibility, but your quarterback guru, Kyle Shanahan with the flat brim. Come on, bro, and teach mechanics. So anyway, we're getting him in gear, but we'll see. Okay. Okay. However, the deal at this point, especially if it comes around 55, would raise more question marks by waiting until the end of the season. The Cowboys could explain it and wanting to see more from Prescott. If a new deal at market value gets done before training camp, there would be questions of why it didn't get done earlier in the season. That's my thing. If you're going to do it now, why not do it prior to now? But, well, deadlines make deals. Where's he at? Deadlines make deals. I want some glory hole.
There it was. Glory hole.
Yeah, okay, Jerry.
Settle down just a little bit. I don't have the patience to jack with you today.
Okay, you don't have the patience to jack with me today. All right. All right. Given how valuable the quarterback position is, a new deal getting done before training camp will be wouldn't be shocking, but certainly would come with a longer list of questions. It definitely would. Moving on. There you go. I lied. I talked about Dak. Go ahead. Leave in the comments. I didn't say nothing in this video that would indicate that I have to have him or don't. I don't really care either way. I'm scary to move on from him, but I also don't want to sign him to a $60 million a year deal. So he's probably, in my mind, he's probably gone, but we'll see. Before the draft, when the Cowboys brass was asked about a concern about prices going up, the longer it waited. Yeah, I remember this. This was a joke. The Cowboys executive vice president, Stephen Jones, had a defensive response. I could assure you, if we felt like we could get a number that was a good number, because unfortunately, as we all know, representatives talk to each other. Okay. You don't think the representatives of Justin Jefferson, the CD, and Jamar aren't talking? You don't think they don't have their eye on something really big? Please. They're not ready to come in here. Same thing with Micah. Same thing with Dak. It's just a little case of cat and mouse. Total respect to them. Here's the deal. How come everybody else is going out and getting deals done? If that statement was true, Stephen, why was Justin Jefferson, why only our players have to be the top of the market? Why? Because you're the bitch, right? You're the one that's being played by those said agents because you wear the star, not the Game Time Brian star, not this star, which is a cool star. Yeah, if you guys want a hat, hit me up. But it's your fault, Stephen Jones. It's your fault. Cat and mouse. You're the mouse. You're going to get caught. I mean, it should have been done. Sometimes these young guys, you throw money at them, especially a player like CD, early enough, they might be tempted to take it. That's the deal. When you offer a player a contract earlier than need be, they have to take that into account because now the club is taking risk and signing you when they don't have to. See, the Cowboys like to throw the risk all on the player. It's like, well, if you drop dead or if you hurt yourself or you have a boating accident or a jet ski accident or if you're skiing or if you're skydiving, even though you're not allowed to do any of that, we'll be off the hook if you get hurt doing that or riding a motorcycle, riding a bike, whatever it is. And tearing an Achilles, getting out of the shower. Oh, that's only old people. Sorry, I didn't do that. So basically, Cowboys always want the player to wait till the last minute. God forbid something happens. They're not on a hook for it. But you can, the team, if they assume some of the risk, like they do with guys coming off of injury, Terrence Steele, Michael Gallup, it doesn't always work out for you. Jalen Smith, you Mr. Dropfoot. We decided to give him a $50 million contract. Why? I don't know. Because you like the kid? Okay. Just, there's no rhyme or reason. They're trying to get a bargain when sometimes the bargain ain't there. The bargain would be to sign CD last year, give him a lot more than he thought, and it would probably still be cheaper than would it be right now. Not to say that, again, I already brought this up. CD might come back and go, hey, market's changed. You need to give me a little something, kind of like what Zach Martin did last year. So let's not assume that these players aren't going to come back after that cheap deal. But there's no reason to wait as long as the Muppets wait, a.k.a. Jerry and Stephen Jones. So if Lamb's representative were waiting out to market, their strategy was successful. Bingo. Bing, bing, bing. For the Cowboys, there isn't much left to negotiate. Lamb is a talented ascending player, albeit a slot receiver. Lamb is talented ascending player who has improved each year he's been in the league. The language and numbers could differ slightly from what Jefferson got, but the framework is there for both sides. He shouldn't make as much as Justin Jefferson. He should not make as much as Justin Jefferson. He shouldn't. I'm trying to find something here. I haven't used these drops. He should not make as much as Justin Jefferson.
100%. 100 fucking percent. I'm not joking.
I'm not joking. 100%. Right? So does it get done before training camp? Of the 3 contracts in question, the reason why he shouldn't get as much as Justin Jefferson, because Justin Jefferson's been at the high level for 4 years. He just didn't do it for a year and a half. Remember, CD at first was meh. Until the Giant game where he dropped the ball, and then the next week he's been on a tear ever since. Wake-up call for CD on national television. Going into the end zone, wide open pass from Dak Prescott. Dropped it. Ever since that pass, he's been on a tear. So, does it get done before training camp? Of the 3 contracts in question for the Cowboys, Lamb is the most likely to get done. That's what I've been saying. Everything's there to get done. He's going to get done. Sorry, Kid Cowboy 66. He will be here. I know you want to trade him. They are the least amount of questions with Lamb. There could be some decisions about wide receivers' value if there's uncertainty for the future at quarterback. That's the thing. But you can't look at it that way. Look at Justin Jefferson. There's big-time uncertainty in Minnesota, yet he's still there. Even though they tried to trade him at the draft. They tried to trade him. But the Lamb will be an asset for years to come, whether it's for Prescott or Shedeur his successor. As mentioned, the framework is already in place. Unlike Prescott, who was entering the final year of a rich contract, Lamb is entering the final year of his rookie deal. You know what I'm saying? Dak's already got paid once. And he didn't do it in a friendly manner, whereas you could stretch it out. The terms were limited. Dallas did add a void year, but Dallas is in a situation with Dak's contract. If Dak is gone next year, we're still paying him $40 million on this in dead money. So if we sign him to a new deal, we got to account an extra $40 million into that deal and stretch it out. So, as mentioned, the framework is already in place. Unlike Prescott, who is entering the final year of a deal, Lamb is entering the final year of his rookie deal. Lamb has taken a stance by holding out this offseason activities, given extension feels inevitable. It would behoove the Cowboys to get it done before late July so training camp doesn't begin with any lingering. Now, he ain't going to be ready by training camp. They will talk in camp. He will miss at least a week or 2 of camp. I'm fine with it. I'm totally fine with it. Moving on to Micah Parsons. I agree. I agree with The Athletic. I'm telling you, The Athletic is not just a clickbait site. They take pride in what they report. Now, we may not always agree, but I like going to them for some of my news. Micah Parsons. The deal should not get done yet. And with Dallas's salary cap structure, it's going to have to be after the year. We still have him on a 5th year next year that he can't do nothing but hold out if he wants. But I assure you, he will not lose game checks because it's a lot. And then we could have the franchise after that, which I'm on record of saying I do not want to franchise Micah Parsons. But that is it. You know, that's the option. The The time of the deal, by the way, Dallas has done business the way they have. They cannot do it now. They'll have to do it after the year, which would still be technically a year before his contract is out, not including franchise tags. So don't look for it now, but I'll read the article. There's no urgency on either side. On NFL Network in February, Parsons conceded, I know they got to get CeeDee Lamb done. I think that's the priority right now, adding that he's not going to rush the process. Through 3 years in the NFL, Parsons has been the first All-Pro twice and second-team All-Pro once. He has good reason to feel confident that waiting things out only plays in his favor as other deals around the league get signed, raising the floor for his next deal. On the Cowboys side, they still have 2 years of control to play with, which is what I was saying. I haven't read this. I'm reading it as I do this video. With including the fifth-year option for 2025, they picked up early in the season. So they've already picked up his fifth year. They declined Trey Lance's fifth year. So Trey Lance walks after this year. So that, and I'm going to end my video with that, but don't let me lose my train of thought. Trey Lance. So, let's see. Does it get done before training camp? Parsons getting a contract extension done before training camp next month would be the most surprising of the three. Waiting things out at least till next spring makes sense for both sides. For Parsons, the more his peers sign the dotted line, the richer he gets. For the Cowboys, not only would it be beneficial to see Parsons produce his early season rather later in the season. Remember, he's always tailing off, but they can also get a better feel for the state of the franchise. Do they end up backing up the truck for Prescott? Do they make major looming decisions such as Tyler Smith and Deron Bland? Don't forget, we got these guys on the horizon. Does Parsons and his expected tag provide the greatest value for the Cowboys, a pass rusher or a trade asset? Trade asset. Pass rusher is a premium position, and Parsons is one of the best in the league, which makes him tremendously valuable. Whether the Cowboys are set up to contend and need to examine how to allocate their cap space, or if they're trying to go through an on-the-fly retool, will say a lot about Parsons' value. So, I'm not here to say I want to trade Micah Parsons, and I'm going to need a cup of coffee after that one, because I know this will get ugly. But in a salary cap era where you're paying $34 million for your wide receiver, possibly $60 million, maybe not in Dallas, but $60 million for a quarterback, highest paid defensive player, highest played position non-quarterback, not defensive. That's what Micah wants. So we're talking $40 million a year for Micah Parsons, who tails off. When you have a salary cap, people, it makes it tough. So just keep in mind one thing. I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer. Just keep in mind one thing. Let me go back to my frontal view. This is a business, first and foremost. Let's not kid ourselves. It's a business. It is. Frustrating at times for guys like me, but I started my YouTube channel. I've been doing content for almost a year now. I'm on right at 25K. I'm like 100 shy of 25. I expect to be 25 soon if I keep putting the work in. I appreciate all you. But, you can't pay everybody. We have a lot of draft picks. Scary when we have a draft like last year. Shout out to Wade Walker. Wade, you know what I'm talking about. We cannot have a draft. Now, all indications. Everybody's going to say it, but trust me, people, they really like this year's draft class. They really like this year's draft class. And again, I think we're going to hit gold. They love Marist, Leafau, the linebacker for Notre Dame. They are tickled for what they're seeing from him. So who knows? Maybe I was wrong about taking Jalen Wright or Marshawn Lloyd, running back at the USC. That's what I was looking at. But that's why I'm a mailman / now YouTuber. I leave the heavy lifting to the people who get paid to do that. As far as maybe I'm not right, but I wanted a dynamic running back, but maybe this year wasn't the year for a dynamic running back. Think about it, people. We brought in Zeke. We got Rico. We got Hunter Lepke. We got Deuce Vaughn, who they're trying desperately to find a spot for because he's a hell of a teammate and he's explosive in the open field. It's just getting him past the first level, which is why they're putting him in the slot. It's going to be very interesting. And looking ahead, like I brought up Trey Lance, we got contracts coming up that Trey's going to have every opportunity. If Trey looks great in training camp and he plays great in training camp games, maybe they don't sign Dak. And maybe Dak is our quarterback this year, and they'll be more willing to roll the dice with Trey going forward and draft a Shedeur. Okay? And then if you end up trading Micah because you can't agree to a contract, you're going to get multiple first-round picks for him. And then you'll have the assets to go get that quarterback of the future and have Trey Lance at a cheaper price as the starter until said new quarterback. So I just want to keep the options open for everybody. I'm not saying we're moving on from Dak, but that's what the landscape looks like. You got Deron Bland coming up. We got to identify, are we going to lose him for draft compensation? I say yes. It's not that I don't like Bland, but we got Diggs here. We got to see how Diggs comes back from the ACL. All indications are those things are like the clockwork these days. They just are. These are things that they got to deal with. Tyler Smith, all pro. I'm getting Daryl Scott. Daryl, shout out to you. You're always commenting. We don't always agree, but I appreciate the fact that you're commenting. Be a Mailheads crew member, bro. As much as you, for only $4.99 a month. Come on, bro. To take care of your boy. All the hassle you give me. But all kidding aside, all pro is all pro. Pro Bowls are Pro Bowls. If you don't think they use it in contract negotiations, you're a fool. The Eagles players do the same thing. But that's it for me, people. Again, just want to say, Larry Woods, happy birthday, my man. Hit me up. I'm going to take care of you. Let me know your address, bro. And my Venmo, I sent it to you. So we'll get that taken care of for you. I know Cornelius Thorne and Gina, my Cowboy Mafia family. I'll give you guys a deal if you I know he said he wanted to, so I'll take care of you. Of course I will. But, not like I'm basically giving them away anyway. That's why I had to finally up the super chats. But, live and learn, right? Right. But anyway, all right, everybody, that's it for me. You'll see a lot from me over the next few days. I'm going to try and do stuff. I hope I wasn't too long-winded today. But just remember, where is it at? Just remember, through everything, people, through everything, through the good, the bad, we're Dallas Cowboys fans, whether you're an Eagles fan, the good and bad. You guys are dealing with a lot right now. I appreciate it. We lost a good friend to the show, Eric Weirs Jr. Eric Weirs, gone too soon, my man. Rest in peace, my friend. Thank you so much for being a part of my life for the short time. What you did was very unselfish in helping us out over at Stuart Morrison's house. It's very sad. Very sad. We lost another Cowboy fan way too early. And rest in peace, Eric. Remember, Eric, we're still them boys, baby. Say hi to Stuart for me. Late.